And yeah, hi everyone. Welcome back to our next Builders Call here on Ton's YouTube channel and on Zoom. I'm your host Alec, and we are continuing this kind of Builders Call series of Builders Call. We already hosted a couple of before. Last Thursday we had GameFi edition. Before that we also had DeFi edition, and this time we are continuing the series with the Payments edition. And this is a place where we connect our builders with our vertical leads at Ton Foundation. And this is a place where we share the latest insights, where we share updates, some news, and have some interactions with vertical leads of Ton Foundation. And today we will be diving deep into the topic of payments on Ton. And I'm very glad to invite our today's speaker, Victor Mendes, who recently joined Ton Foundation as a payments lead. And yeah, before we start, Victor, please could you share a couple of words briefly about yourself and about your background?
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, Alec. It's great to be here with many members of our Tone community. Background about myself, I've been in the intersection of crypto and payments since 2017. Then I joined the Tone Foundation initially in the early days in late 2022, early 2023. Migrated to wallet in Telegram, where I worked with amazing people in growing the wallet from its early days as well for almost 2 years, and then recently joined it back on Ton Foundation to help with payments, also working with an amazing team growing the ecosystem.
Amazing. And yeah, I think it's time to start. But before we start, just would like to remind everyone about our today's format. So first we'll start with the presentation part. And after that, we will go for your questions. So those of you who are on Zoom, if you'll be having any questions, just use Zoom's feature to raise a hand. You can find that button in the reactions part of Zoom's interface. And those of you who are watching us on YouTube, leave your questions in the live chat, or you can also use our Slido, where we already collected some questions in advance. So if you have some questions, probably someone else already asked that on Slido. And if you find your question there, please make sure to upvote, not to just double ask a question twice. And yeah, I think we are set up, and the stage is yours, Victor. Please, let's get into it.
Hey, thanks. So guys, today we'll be talking about payments, as you probably already know. And without any further delay, let's dive into it. So roughly 1 year ago, April last year, Tether started issuing USDT on Ton, and that has marked a huge milestone to our ecosystem. Having a native stablecoin, it's of course paramount for us to grow everything around not just payments, but also DeFi and all the other verticals. Since then, over 109 platforms already integrated USDT on Ton, and that was a major massive work that we have done to integrate USDT on Ton, not just with, let's say, crypto exchanges or specific verticals, but we did a massive work to make sure that every kind of blockchain platform, like from custodians to DeFi to on and off ramps to payment service providers, like every sort of different vertical, like being part of the crypto world, uh, uh, making sure that we're supporting USDT on Ton. And then we reached this amazing milestone also of having 1.4 billion USDT issued on Ton in less than 1 year. It's been great. Over 100 million wallets have been uniquely created in our ecosystem as well. So far, great. But this is only possible because and that's the very unique thing about Ton. This combination of these three major components, it's really a unique recipe that leverages our ecosystem as to something that no other ecosystem has. Initially through what we call the base layer, right? The ownership layer, which is Ton blockchain. And then on top of that, with USDT on Ton, we have an amazing component of infrastructure that allows mini apps, applications to build in our ecosystem and making sure that they can distribute their product and services to 1 billion users through Telegram. Talking about, specifically on payments, there are some very specific verticals that we're focusing at this point, which I want to share to you guys as right off the bat, right? To kick off and set the mood, set the tone for this meeting. We're really pushing and looking to bring teams, project entrepreneurs, building solutions that allow for stablecoins to be used as daily payment methods. So stablecoin to fiat payment rails, certainly one, not just through crypto cards, but also through local payment methods like QR-based payment methods. Especially in emerging economies, like you see that in India, you see that in Southeast Asia, you see that broadly adopted in Brazil, where I'm from, by the way. Also, when it comes to on and off ramps, traditional on and off ramps, they would do it through credit cards, which is not really the best way to democratize access to stablecoins. And by the way, that's by far the most expensive way for someone to be onboarded into crypto, right? And that's something that it doesn't really help. So we're also making a massive push to bring players building as many apps on top of Ton, distributing on Telegram to provide the rails for local payment methods, not just bank transfers, but as I was mentioning before, like local QR payment methods. Also, as the stablecoin narrative and adoption grows around Tether, around USDC, USDE, this also just highlights the relevance of blockchain, of the technology, the role of technology in expanding democratization, improving efficiency for financial transactions, for value transfer. In line with that, my personal view is that non-USD stablecoins can be the next breakthrough to foster efficiency across financial markets. For that, we are also looking to work closely with issuers and ramps for non-USD stablecoins. And of course, marketplaces, right? So environments where people can swiftly use their stablecoin for buying anything they want. And we will be giving some examples within the next slides. But there are also two major verticals that I'm really bullish on, earn and credit. So let's talk about earn first. When we bring new people onto the Web3 space, we don't want just to bring them to like casinos, to crypto exchanges. We really want to provide like great use cases, like things that have real world utility, and being able to not just hedge against inflation like many people would use stablecoin for places like Argentina, Turkey, but also if you have the ability to earn on top of that, as low as it can be, let's call it like 3, 4, 6% a year, like APY. It's still something, right? It's still a way for people to highly benefit from their savings. Not just getting these people through like DeFi protocols directly, because maybe for us who are maybe more like crypto natives, it's doable, right? But for the average person, it's not so doable. It's not so trivial. So we really want to foster and we really want to incentivize applications, projects to provide like very swift entry points for people to have access to this kind of product, even though it could be like custodial sort of product. It is very relevant, right? And by the way, you might make the argument that like crypto exchanges, to an extent, they already offer this kind of service, right? But the thing with crypto exchanges is that you cannot bring someone to a casino and expect them to buy like a health insurance, right? So people on crypto exchanges, they're just, being exposed to a casino, and like services that have real world utility that will be really helpful to this person's life and you know, financial freedom. It's not what they would do on crypto exchanges. So rather, we got to build applications that will focus on financial well-being rather than just, you know, crypto casinos. And then of course credit. If you're holding Bitcoin, if you're holding Toncoin, if you're holding like any crypto assets, you should be able to get a loan against it, right? After all, like Bitcoin, especially, it's this amazing hedge against inflation everywhere, not just like in emerging economies, right? So I've seen more and more players building solutions like this that allows you to have your Bitcoin as a collateral and spend stable coins based on this collateral. I think that's a major breakthrough. It's already being distributed by a few players, and I really hope to see more of it because this is a real use case, and it's really like what might push our ecosystem in terms of like use cases, real world utility to a next frontier. So this combination of payments on and off ramp on USD stablecoins or the efficiency provided by the blockchain rails, it does combine like payments, real world assets, and DeFi, and that's probably what we can call as PayFi, right? So this major combination. I've listed a few use cases that the combination of these different verticals that I just mentioned in the few slides can provide to us. I won't go one by one. You might want to like screenshot it and revisit it later. But basically, you might find here use cases that are powered by one or more of the verticals that I've just mentioned in the previous slides. And to give you a better picture on what I'm talking about, there are already dozens of players building on top of this narrative, combining this three unique components that our ecosystem offers. And one great case, and probably the first one, I actually presented this one at the Gateway last year, last November. And then in the hills of Normis, many others started to come. So Normis is an on and off ramp from Indonesia. It allows people to buy and sell USDT on Ton swiftly through local payment methods in the region. Uquid, marketplace for gift cards, mobile top up, really different stuff. Sorry, all kinds of different stuff that you can actually buy with USDT on Ton and also Toncoin, and I guess some other cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin as well. One very nice thing about it is that, and that we should really highlight that, is that payments on these applications, they're not just made by like copying and pasting addresses back and forth, but because these mini apps, they can integrate with Ton Connect, basically by having your wallet in Telegram, Tonkeeper, Ton Hub connected to these mini apps, you can swiftly click like next 3 times, authorize the transaction, and that's it. The payment is completed. So UX wise, it's very streamlined. It's very easy. It's very accessible for any kind of user. Jagged from Indonesia as well. These guys, they have built an amazing UX focused on and off ramp solution, but they also have their own stable coins, call it JIDR. So with JIDR, you can swiftly, of course, exchange between USDT Ton back and forth, but also use it for paying locally through QR based payment methods. In the end of the day, we know that USD based stablecoins can be a great tool for hedging, for savings, for cross-border, for remittances. But when it comes to daily payments, it's not so trivial because you you're constantly worried about like exchange rates, this kind of stuff. So you might have a small balance in JIDR, which is paired 1 by 1 to Indonesia rupee, of course, and then simply use it for daily payments. Uh, Swapix, these guys are actually working closely with Tether to expand Pix-based payment solutions in Brazil. So again, by connecting your wallet, you can simply scan a Pix QR code in Brazil and proceed with a payment using your USDT on Ton. Satoshi Tango is a major crypto exchange from Argentina, and now building an on and off ramp as a mini app on Telegram, opening up access to over 15 million monthly active users in Argentina across Telegram. Again, part of the narrative here is that there is major user bases on Telegram in local markets that can take advantage of this kind of solutions. And one that I'm really bullish is Bitso. So Bitso, for who of you who haven't heard of Bitso yet, they're a major crypto exchange from Latin, probably the biggest one, already processing somewhere around 10% of the entire remittance corridor between the US and Mexico, which is one of the largest in the world. And of course using stable coins for that, right? So now they're bringing this product to a mini app, whereas you would find an entry point on Tone Space, but also through their mini app, through their own mini app, you would be able to on and off ramp from USD to an off ramp to MXN, and all of that running on top of stablecoin rails. There are actually many other mini apps building on this narrative. I've mentioned before Red Dot Pay. They just launched it actually yesterday. Their mini app. It looks great. It's not just a card, but they also have built-in remittance and credit / loan products. Alinex, Aeon, on-ramp from bank, also many. But highlight also to Zone Travel and Travel X. Those are marketplaces for traveling. And in fact, through Travel X, you get really amazing offers when you pay with crypto. Ton Travel has been integrated to Ton Space, so through Ton Space, now you actually can get I think 7 or 8% cash back if you're a Telegram premium user. If not, you still get like I think 5% cash back on everything you book through Ton Travel. So make sure to go and try it. But what is important when you are considering building your mini app? Two major things. So Telegram mini app is certainly really relevant. Why? Because it helps you to distribute to a massive audience, right? Of course, you can build this as a native app on iOS, on Android, take people to App Store. Of course, you can build it as a web app, but people having the ability to swiftly find and discover new applications within Telegram, easily, swiftly connecting their Ton Space wallet or any of their wallets through Ton Connect. It's really a great experience, especially for people who are getting its feet wet for the first time in crypto. And of course Ton Connect, right? This is the other major component that every project should have built on. We don't want to, of course, like custodial kind of products, they often make it easier for people, but we also want to push projects to build like non-custodial services, right? Whereas they just connect with users' wallets and let transactions happen freely on chain. So yeah, definitely consider build as a mini app and having Ton Connect, making your product like non-custodial, and using Ton Connect as the bridge to source funds from users' wallets. Optimize for conversions. Maybe if you already have a product that it's not on Telegram mini app, if it's not a mini app yet, you might have a different set of functionalities, right? But try to optimize for targeting this one pain, one challenge that people have, right? Probably the product, the service within your product that has most traction. Pick it and build the entire mini app around it, and try to not like confuse users with different set of options. Um, Ideally, and we've been talking about like, so there's this very famous meme, right, that has this illustration on what web 1 looks like, and then you have this registration form, how web 2 looks like, and then you have like login with Google, login with Facebook, and then web 3 login with Wallet Connect. We've been seeing this meme like for years, but we haven't been actually seeing this being adopted at at a broad level. You still have many custodial platforms building on top of the Web 2 sort of approach in terms of logging, right? And I think that's a great opportunity that we have now with mini apps and Tone Connect to actually bring users like full Web 3. So please consider taking this approach. Of course, it might lead to KYC concerns. Of course, you might still need to run like KYC, but make sure to bring this after there's a wallet connected, so it avoids like users leaking through the top of your funnel. Telegram is a pure social environment. So please take advantage of everything you can do in terms of social. If your mini app doesn't present like a functionality at least to refer other users, then you're probably not making the most of it. And how do we shape payments from on Ton from here? There are many applications. Again, as I said, I've demonstrated in the past few slides already building as mini apps. But now our role from Ton Foundation side is actually to support you guys. We need to help you grow faster, and we need to bring like new applications to our ecosystem. Part of our initiatives to make this happen is through hackathons. So for the first time, there will be actually be a hackathon in Brazil taking place in Rio, alongside Blockchain Rio, major crypto event in the region. And there should be many others to come as well, dedicated for payments exclusively. And we want to support further. We want to help you guys with distribution through Telegram App Center. We want to support with incentivized campaigns to bring demand, new users, new volumes, and not just taking your existing user base from somewhere else and bringing it to use mini apps. That wouldn't make sense, right? In terms of co-marketing, we want to go beyond just like a retweet or push a PR, but really help you guys with Telegram ads, with ads placements across other mini apps. And that's a part of what's in within more or less our control in our ecosystem. So we really should push, and we really should help on expanding awareness and the discovery of your mini app, of your service, your product to a new audience. And of course, when it comes to tech and product support, there's a lot we can do to help with that. So do not hesitate to ask our help for this. And how you guys can actually ask our help for this. So we've put together what we call Tone Builders Portal. That's a single platform where you can request and kind of support and find the necessary resources to build on Tone. You can find it actually by scanning this QR code, or you can actually find it by going to tone.org, and then from there navigating to community and builders. How our support takes place, and let me enlighten you guys a little bit more on top of this. We basically break down projects in like three phases, three different stages. First one is MVP. So these were very early days, where team is testing something, trying to validate a hypothesis. So it starts with Tone Nest, where we help you guys with education, with mentoring, like some guidance, right? And of course, if you need like any connections that helps to grow like your product faster, that's also part of what Tone Nest, how Tone Nest wants to help. Tone hubs are like regular gatherings within our community, builders calls like this one that we're doing now, like providing some guidance, some insights, and also being an opportunity to connect with our ecosystem. And of course, all the dev docs and chats. Um, so yeah, so that's how we actually start this more tailored approach for MVP products. And then of course you have projects on the growth stage, products that have already launched, already have some users, and then now they need to accelerate growth, right? They need some support to bring more users. And that's where a much more tailored support comes in with marketing boost, with more support for discoverability, for awareness. And in the field of that, of course, if you also need support in terms of financial resources for audits, for servers, we're keen to support with that as well. Of course, on a cases by cases, on a case by case. So really ad hoc, but that should be part of our support within the growth stage as well. And then since your project have reached like a decent amount of users, and now you're ready for really the next step. So we are actually launching this initiative, demo days, introducing projects to VCs in our ecosystem. And actually the first one is taking place on the 24th of June. And today is the last day for applying, so make sure you apply. If you haven't found the link, please, okay, so please make sure to reach to one of us on Foundation, so you can actually get a link for applying. I think there should still be slots available. And yeah, this will be the first one, and we really look forward to make more of it. As your project grows, if your project has a token, we'll be more than happy to help you guys with listings as well, and any kind of dedicated support you need, let's say for verification on Telegram, support from Fragment, things of that nature, like any kind of close contact that you need, we'll be more than happy to assist on this. How do we define project tiers? And this is an important one. So basically, we break it down into contenders and champions. So for contenders, it would be these teams like from MVP to growth, where we will generally provide access to our ecosystem programs, like through Builders Portal, and throughout the launch, growth, and the scale phase. And for champions, of course, these teams are already providing high impact to users on Telegram, to our community. You would find tailored support from our BD team, from our ecosystem team, with mentorship, top level marketing, and potentially grants as well. We define champions, actually, contenders and champions as well, by two other criteria, which are market geo fit. So we have picked a few markets, I'll be sharing the next slides, that we want to prioritize, and also numbers of users. So high adoption apps are the ones with over 100K users, whereas anything below that are in between growing, early, and pre-launch MVP stages. You can find more by actually scanning this QR code. It will take you to a dedicated page where you can find all this criteria in very detailed information. How do we define focus markets? And that's a very relevant one for anyone looking to build. So first, markets with high demand for stablecoins and crypto adoption. As an example, Argentina, Turkey, Nigeria, and Venezuela. Also countries with high remittance inflows and outflows like Mexico, Philippines, India, Pakistan, Indonesia. This one being the biggest markets, the largest markets for remittances, and of course where stable coins can lower costs substantially, and also improving time for value transferring in a great way. Also countries with mobile first and high Telegram adoption. So you would find Russia, Ukraine, all the CIS region, Turkey, Brazil, Mexico, Southeast Asia. Those are within the top 10 markets for Telegram. These markets, they also need to be in line with regulatory favorability and stablecoin acceptance, right? Of course, you don't want to build a product for a market that has a ban on cryptocurrencies or stablecoins. You've seen markets as UAE, Singapore, Brazil, El Salvador being really pro crypto. So these are regions that you might want to tackle as well. Underbanked and cash-based economies like Africa, it's well known that how stablecoins can help people thrive, achieve financial freedom within these kind of regions. And last but not least, regions where e-commerce and digital payment have been growing substantially. India, in fact, being the largest, not just the largest user base on Telegram, also largest population overall, with high adoption around digital commerce, but also being the largest remittance corridor worldwide. So you see that there is a big intersection with different criteria when it comes to focus markets as well. Southeast Asia and Latin America not far behind. Guys, I think we are reaching the end of this presentation. I really wish that I could have made this much shorter. I think we are at 30 minutes now. Yeah, would be if you are building already on Ton or seeking to build, please register your product on our builders portal. That will really help us to engage with you guys at first, and then having this point of contact for start engaging and supporting your project. So again, the way to do that is by registering on Ton Builders portal, which you can do by scanning the QR code on the left side of this slide, and also follow our channel on Telegram for Ton Builders, where you will stay updated on every kind of news and insights that we drop through that channel. So please also make sure to join that channel. We still might have like some 20 minutes left, and we'll take this time for questions.
Yeah, thank you so much, Victor. Really optimistic about the fact that we are now forcing the payments vertical. Really happy about that. And yeah, we have room for questions, and those questions coming from Zoom will have a priority. And after that, we will be switching back and forth between Slido and Zoom. And yeah, Matthew, your hand is up. I think you can now unmute yourself and go for your question.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Thank you for the presentation. As Alec knows, I've contacted him a few times and been on a few of the programs for chat. Thank you. I've been developing over the last couple of years Pan-African TON blockchain-based payment strategy. Would love to discuss with you offline. I have some thoughts, and I really appreciate a lot of your content for the presentation. So if that would be possible, maybe pop me a note. I think it's too long a discussion to have here.
Thanks for engaging, Matthew. Glad to connect. If you can please register through the Ton Builders portal, we will make sure to reach out to you.
I've been registered and I was TON level 2 several months ago. So yeah, I'm there.
Yeah,
what is the name of your Matthew?
And Alec has direct contact anyway. Thank you.
Yeah, sorry, Matthew. Could you please remind us what's the name of your project?
Oh, Koinon with a K, Koinon.
Okay.
And I've issued Coin with a K, Koin, on TON blockchain, as well as a few others related. Coin ecosystem.
Make sure to reach out to you shortly.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
And yeah, Matthew, you can also leave a message in the TonNest chat, and I will send that over to Victor as well. Thank you, Matthew.
Yes, thank you. Okay, thank you.
Let's move on. Philip, your hand is up, please.
Hi, guys. Philip from Zurich. Hi, Victor. Good to see you here.
Good to see you, Philip.
I have a question. We're building a remittance solution for NGOs here out of Lugano. And I think it would be super valuable for not just us, but potentially other builders as well, to learn what is ahead in terms of on and off ramps. So you have off ramps into cards, off ramps into mobile money, off ramps into cash drops, and I rather have APIs to those channels instead of building them by myself. And Victor, you having an overview on what is happening there. Do you have a plan where you, let's say, highlight to us builders what is ahead? Where can we piggyback on infrastructure being onboarded while we are building and connect to those infrastructures through SDKs, particularly on the on and off ramp? Do you understand the logic, Victor?
Philip, that's a very good point that you have raised. So, so far to what we have mapped, over 50 on and off ramps platforms are integrated to TON already. A lot of them towards like cars, which is not really useful for this kind of product that we're building, but many of them built on top of APMs, local payment methods. So I think how we can best help you here is simply by connecting you guys to this platform, to the services that we have already pushed the integration of TON, and that we know by a fact that these are scaling products, solid products that can help you guys to integrate your platforms to make sure that you can connect the two ends of this transaction. So yeah, I guess that's how we can best help here.
Thank you. That would be highly appreciated. Thanks, Victor.
Okay, let's then quickly go through the questions on Slido. I will be sharing my screen, and we will start with the most voted questions. I believe it's now visible, and just a second. So yeah, the first question says transaction confirmations on TON take 10 to 30 seconds, which feels slow for payments plus DeFi. Any plans to improve this?
I would have had a vote for this one as well. This is actually a really good point. So the short answer to this is you are indeed correct. So TON as a layer one feels not so fast for on-chain payments. And then leading to the second part of this answer, that's why in the beginning of this year, TON Foundation has launched sort of this open letter in terms of initiatives that we would be focusing this year. And one of these initiatives is the TON Layer 2 dedicated for payments. So it will work as a TVM, but you can see as a layer 2, whereas on-chain settlement time should be reduced to few seconds, and that's probably what's going to solve this issue that this challenge that you have raised.
All right, let's then quickly go to the next question. Ton fees are high versus other chains. Any support or subsidies for payments? I think it covers
It's very related. Yeah, it's very related to the previous to the previous question. So I think if we're talking about like small ticket transactions, then 15-20 cents in fees is indeed very high, especially if you compare it to other chains, whereas you would pay like sub 1 cent in fees. But that's also what we will be tackling with on the layer 2 dedicated for payments.
All right. And another question says, why Ton is not connecting to banks?
That's actually, I mean, I'm not really sure how to answer this question. If you see Ton as a layer 1, then I mean, it can connect to anything, right? But if we're talking about maybe on ramps, like the ability for you to buy crypto, to buy USDT on Ton coin through like a bank transfer, then this is already broadly available. But again, I'm not sure if I understood the question, but I think this would be the two parts of it.
And I see that Philip's hand is up. Philip, please.
Yeah, sorry, another question. I'll just take the chance to ask them about layer 0 and Plasma coming out soon as an interoperability protocol among other stable coins. How do you look into that, Victor, in order to make also Ton Connect facilitating that and supporting, let's say, the partnership USDT, the Tether partnership, and the current stablecoin on Tether as the main asset-backed stablecoin running through the system?
This partnership between like Ton, Layer 0, and Tether has already has already delivered some very nice results, right? As with Tether's gold on Ton through Layer 0, also USDT 0 liquidity being able to flow to Ton DeFi. I think this is a great start. We're still lacking the what is that OFT standard to be deployed by Layer 0 on Ton, so that any other token, any other assets can be easily ported to Ton. But I actually see not just, I think, this integration with Layer 0 and the OFT standard, but also like if you consider like Chainlink CC IP, also Wormhole that has been supporting Ton for a while now. Interop is definitely key for the growth of our ecosystem, especially when it comes like to TVL flowing from other ecosystems to ours. So we've made good progress so far. We'll continue to making progress on this. If you have any specific use cases or if you need any specific support with Interop, please let us know, because we can make this part of like a flagship use case, let's say when launching like the OFT standard from Layer 0 on Ton.
Sounds good. I'll call. Thanks, Victor.
Thank you, Philip. And yeah, let's come back to questions from Slido. Does it make any sense to start building a new neobank on Ton?
Well, if you want to optimize for distribution and new users, absolutely, and I think that's what you get with mini apps.
All right. Why Ton have something? Will Ton have something like Solana Pay?
That's a great question. So if you see Solana Pay as a version of Helio, and they are built by the Helio team, but simply branded as Solana Pay, then you kind of already have it, right? So you have it with like coins paid, with many other payment service providers for crypto. Cryptomos is another one. So if you are an e-commerce, like a marketplace, and you're looking to integrate a solution that allows for payments through Ton, you kind of already have all this infra out there. It's not just branded, it's just that it's not branded as Ton Pay, like like Solana is doing, but the infrastructure is there.
And next question, so it's also in the context of the first two questions. If Ton doesn't get as fast as Aptos or Sui, can on-chain payments really work well?
It revolves to the first question that we had today, which is again a very good one, and that's what we're planning to solve with the L2 dedicated for payments.
Is Ton planning any payment-focused competitions similar to past DEX or PERP events where winners receive grants or ecosystem support?
Definitely. The first approach we're taking to this is through hackathons, because we want to foster communities to build, to present new ideas, new concepts. So as we're doing hackathon now in Rio, alongside Blockchain Rio, there might be other such events for other regions as well in the near future.
Yeah, and that might be another heads up to keep an eye on the Builders portal that Victor shared in his presentation. And yeah, make sure to subscribe to Ton Builders channel. We will share all that kind of opportunities there. And let's move on. What kind of payment use cases on Ton do you believe in most?
Okay, you can break down payments like in two parts. B2C, like full retail, and B2B, right? So on the B2C side, remittances and cross-border payments, I think it's the lowest hanging fruit, right? Those are things that people are in many regions are very acquainted to, and when you present then a better opportunity like that is cheaper, that is faster, you don't really need much to convince this user to switch to stablecoins, right? And then when it comes to B2B, then you see like novel applications like Human Finance is doing, and we might be having something very similar in line with that on Ton as well, for financing cross-border payments at scale. That will also power DeFi to quite a good extent. So really bullish on this for B2B payments.
All right, let's see what's next. Which crypto card providers work with Ton?
That's a good one. I would highlight there is Red.Pay again that has just launched their mini app. Make sure to go and try it. That's a really good one. There's also crypto cards on Ton Hub. So Ton Hub is a major wallet on Ton, and through a company called Holders, they also issue Visa cards. So that's a good one too. There are a couple others I actually already integrated with Ton. We'll make sure to share it with you guys through the Builders channel. Maybe we should put together like a full list and share to you. That would be great. I do have quite a few on my list.
Yeah, let's create something like a compile and share that on our channels. And in your opinion, for which payment use cases a Telegram mini app would work well and for which not?
Look, there was one slide on my presentation that I was talking specifically about use cases, right? I've mentioned in a previous question about like remittances and cross-border payments for like common users, like retail users, and that's definitely a big one. And when you draw a parallel to that with neobanks, where you can connect like earn credit/loans, then I think it becomes a very powerful approach that, again, it's not just in terms of payments, but it brings together, like, payments, DeFi, real world assets. So all this together and combine it, then pack it as a new bank. I think it will deliver a lot to users.
Okay. Will there be any Ton hackathons in 2025?
Yeah, Rio, this year. It was actually this hackathon was just announced like 3 days ago, like this Monday. Yeah, hopefully there will be others to come for other regions as well.
Yeah, please stay tuned for the upcoming updates about hackathons and other competitions. So the question is in Russian, so I'm not able to ask that aloud here because everything is in English. Will Ton have a physical card like Solana Layer?
I'm not aware of Sol Layer, but there is Ton Hub. Again, that's a major wallet building on Ton from the early days, and you have the ability to get a Visa card on that wallet, fully non-custodial. So that's a good one. They can also offer physical cards as well, Red Dot Pay. Those are the two on the top of my mind. There should be the go-to products for crypto cards.
Okay, so what do we have next? Yeah, please don't ask questions other than English. Please use English language for asking questions. Will Ton return as a payment option for payments to mini apps?
That's a very good question. So let's step back a bit and just to put everyone on the same page. So in the early days of mini apps, Toncoin, USDT on Ton even could be used as a form of payment, let's say for in-game credits, for example. And then Apple and Google came up with this enforcement on Telegram that every mini app selling any kind of digital goods should exclusively run their payments through Apple Pay, through Google Pay, so they could have their share. And then, of course, that was something that Telegram had to abide. Recently, there were news that I think Apple and Google lost some battle on some court that basically it opened up the gates for mini apps or any kind of app actually distributing through App Store, through Google Play, to incorporate other payment methods that not exclusively Apple Pay and Google Pay. So this is very recent stuff. I guess it came out just a few weeks ago. So we don't have a conclusive view on this. It will really depend on how Telegram approaches it. But please remind that for Ton stars are only applicable to digital goods. Again, like in-game credits. If you're buying like a physical good on a marketplace, then you can totally have your custom payment method like crypto, like some marketplaces are doing already, like China to you that I've mentioned, everything related to travel with Ton Travel, with NTravelX. You can have your own payment method, your own payment gateways integrated, again, including crypto. So Telegram stars so far only for digital goods, but it might change in the near future given this change in the guidelines by Apple and Google.
All right. So what's next? Are there plans to build layer 2 to reduce gas? Can it help to develop DeFi and build a crypto messenger that works on encrypted comments and translations?
Yeah, I think that was already partially answered, actually entirely answered before. So yes, Ton Core team is actively working on this.
When is Ton's payment layer 2 expected to be ready?
That's a good question. We do not have an ETA for this yet, but again, it's something already in the works.
Okay. And I would suggest quickly going through the questions because we have only 4 questions, but for some reason they are in Russian, but just a So just a quick translation. Why is Ton Teleport taking so long time to launch, and are other derivatives planned besides Bitcoin?
So I assume you're talking about DG BTC, right? I assume this question is about it. I think this launch is around the corner. I've been talking to Roman quite actively on this. Trying to support him with some specific stuff, and yeah, looks like it's really around the corner. So you might be see that being launched very soon.
Mm-hmm. Next question. So just a second. For some reason, it's not working properly. Yeah, please make sure to ask questions in English only, because it makes some difficulties. Will there be a setting for seamless reception of Tether in Tone for exchanges or for any other services?
I'm not sure if I understand this question,
Yeah,
but
probably. Mm.
it might be a translation issue.
Yeah, probably. Let's then stop answering questions in other languages. And yeah, next time, please make sure to ask all the questions and translate them in advance and submit them to Slido. And it looks like we are good in terms of the questions from chats, from Slido, from our participants who joined our Zoom directly. If there is something that you guys want to say, we have a couple of minutes. Or Victor, maybe you want to make some kind of call to action or share something before we conclude our today's live session.
Let me quickly take the opportunity to answer one of the questions that were in Russian. I was actually able to translate it, and
Right.
and the question was about USDC, USD1 on Ton. And I think so. Ton is as Foundation is actively working with major players to make sure that people in our ecosystem have the access to everything they want, right? Although we cannot promise like anything that there will be like USDC, USD1, BYUSD, whatever. We are always actively working with these players, right? So yeah, we'll make sure to keep you posted once we have something very solid. But yeah, all in all, rest assured that we are actively working to make sure this happens.
Okay. Thank you for covering that. And yeah, I think it's now time to conclude our today's session. Many thanks, Victor, for hosting this one, for sharing updates, for answering all that questions. That's really useful for the entire community, for all the builders, for all those people interested in building on Ton. And yeah, many thanks to those of you who joined live, who asked questions here on Zoom. And for those of you who are watching this on YouTube, if you want to jump in to our Zoom directly, please make sure to be registered on our builders portal, and we will invite you to participate through the Zoom itself. And yeah, thank you once again for your time. Please stay tuned for the upcoming updates. Let us know which vertical would you like us to review next time. And yeah, thank you everyone once again. Thank you, Victor, and have a good day, everyone.
Thank you, guys.